Hello everyone, thank you so much for clicking on today's video and welcome to my channel. Today's story is a little intense and I do want to give some trigger warnings. It does take place in another culture in another country and does contain mentions of forcing a woman to marry someone against her will, essentially a shotgun wedding. Luckily, this story does have a happy ending, so I do hope that you enjoyed this story. If you do, please leave a thumbs up. And again, I just wanted to take a second and thank everyone who's subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much, guys. You literally make my day. And for those of you that enjoy my videos and aren't already subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. I have a personal goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers, and if you'd like to support me, your subscription will go a long way. Anyways, thank you again for listening, and on to the story. My girlfriend is being forced to marry someone she doesn't want to. How do I help her? I, a 26-year-old male, was dating this girl who's a 25-year-old female. We had been dating for over a year, but she came from a very strict Indian family. She said that she was lucky they allowed her to work, and they would be extremely against her dating someone, and that they wanted her to get married to a guy of their choice. We met at college, ended up at the same company, and we slept together a couple of times, which she said was a big no-no. So she wanted to keep it a secret, which I did. 8 months ago, out of the blue, I received a message from her. It said that we were done and that she didn't want me to contact her again. We hadn't had a fight. In fact, we had a romantic dinner just the night before, and yet I get this message. I called her several times, sent her texts and everything. I even planned to go to her house to talk to her, but I decided against it due to her family. I even tried calling some of her friends, but they just said that she had ghosted them too. I was heartbroken, and after 2 months, I decided to get back out there, but I just couldn't find someone with the same spark. I had basically given up on dating and started focusing on my career, and I recently even landed a very high-paying job. I was happy, yet lonely. 3 days ago, I get a message from one of her friends. She said M was at her place and had been there for nearly a week, and she was asking to meet me. I was hesitant and asked her if she was playing some sort of cruel joke on me after the way that she broke up, to which the friend broke down crying to my surprise and said that she couldn't explain it over the phone. I went there and sure enough, M was sitting there. She looked thinner, a bit paler and very sad. She saw me and started crying and hugged me, and then we sat down to talk. She said that her family had seen us together, and when she went home that night, she was yelled at. She lives in a big joint family, so her parents, her grandma, 3 uncles and aunts and about 13 cousins live under the same roof. She said that they took away her phone, prevented her from going to work or contacting anyone. They said that they had pressured her into telling them how far our relationship had gone, and when it was revealed that she had slept with someone, her family went berserk. They shifted her to their rural village and arranged her marriage with a family friend who was 60 to 65, and when she tried to refuse, they threatened to unalive her. She said that she played along for a month, and that a week or so ago, the marriage date was decided to be in September. She said that she told her family she wanted to spend time with her to-be husband and managed to slip away, after which she took a train to get back here. I had shifted to a bigger house and wasn't on any social media, so she didn't know where I was and went to her friend. She stayed there for a few days, resting and crying, worried her family would find her before asking to meet me. I have no idea what to do here and how to proceed. I love her and I'm willing to be there for her, but I have absolutely no idea how. What legal steps can I take? These were some very helpful comments and OP's replies. The first comment said, "Kudos for being there for her. I kind of feel like the 2 of you should go to the cops to report what happened. If nothing else, it could serve as a paper trail should they try to do something legal against her." To which OP replied, "Unfortunately, cops aren't an option. Her family has connections with a very high-ranking officer, and if we so much as step in a police station together, her family will get wind of our exact location, which is not something we can afford right now. Another Redditor commented, "This happened to a friend of mine years back. She was born here in the US, but her parents were from India. When her uncle came to visit, he had a fit about her having a boyfriend. Next thing we know, she stopped showing up for work, deleted her social media, and was married to some older dude. Nobody was physically harmed, but the damage was done. What concerns me about your situation is how far the family may be allowed to go to get her back, depending on your location and culture." To which OP replied, "That's exactly what was about to happen to her, but she managed to slip away. Her family doesn't know where she is. As for being allowed to get her back, I've asked about that on a legal advice sub, and they can't take her anywhere against her will. But in case they try something, like declaring her not sound of mind, we're planning on getting married as quickly as possible, so even if she does get declared not sound of mind for some reason, she'll stay with me and not go to them." One Redditor commented something that was very helpful, and OP did follow their advice in the update. They say, "A lawyer here. Do the following in the exact steps in the exact sequences I've written. Get an affidavit made by your fiancé or wife immediately. I mean as soon as possible. It needs to be on 100 rupee stamp paper, notarized, and mention that she's an adult, along with her date of birth, her permanent address, that she intends to marry you, and that this is her own decision and she's doing it willingly. Leave her signature at the bottom blank, and that she needs to sign this in front of the city magistrate, who will verify that she's signing it, and he will stamp it. This step will save you when the girl's family inevitably files an FIR against you for kidnapping, and I think an FIR is like a police report. Save this document in a bank vault. It's basically your life. Then go to the city magistrate and file your marriage application as soon as possible. 30 days mandatory waiting period. Go to any senior police official and submit a complaint about threats and harassment from the girl's family. Make sure to get it stamped and keep a copy of the complaint. Best of luck." So, a while ago I made a post here asking for help because my girlfriend was being forced to marry someone she didn't want to. This is the update to that. We got married. We married in an Araya Samaj Mandir, which is just a fancy way of saying we got married in the fastest way possible legally, got the marriage certificate and made the legal adjustments, i.e. changing the details on the passport and the identity card. She's seeing a therapist now and is mentally better. She isn't that scared now. Her family did find out and did try to lodge a case that I was holding her against her will, or that she had been brainwashed by me. But an affidavit, thanks to a Reddit user's fantastic advice, disproved all that. Her brother did send me some threats, and her dad actually tried to enter my house. But in the end, they had no choice but to accept it and left to go back to their hometown. My wife and I blocked them on everything, and we haven't had any contact with them for a while now, so we don't think they'll be a problem anymore. Now that all the legal craziness and family drama has been dealt with, we're going to start adjusting as husband and wife. We're planning a proper wedding ceremony with all of our friends, who are basically our family. We'll also go on honeymoon soon. I'm glad that things worked out as well as they could for us, and I'm going to look forward to spending the rest of my life with a fantastic woman. I'd like to thank everyone who commented on my post. I read each and every one of you, and they were all helpful in some way. I'm seeing all the comments telling me to move and we're not safe. I do agree, and moving will take some time, and we're here for the time being. I've put precautions in place though. My house has cameras, alarms, and motion sensors, and I've hired a watchman and guards to patrol the place 24/7 in shifts, so we're constantly protected. As for their connection in the police, they have connections. I have money, so I'm not too worried about that either. Thank you to everyone concerned for our well-being and for the well wishes and moving forward. OP then posted a final update 2 days later. Well guys, I'm done posting on here for now, since things have settled down for now. There's still one major change we have to make in our life, and if I remember this account, I'll make a final update after that's done. Thanks everyone who's commented on my posts for your wishes and advice. Stay good. So guys, what did you think about this? Oh my god, honestly, this was terrifying. I cannot imagine what that girl was going through. That family is effing insane, and I genuinely hope that they stay out of the life of OP and his wife going forward. I've read some horror stories about honor retribution. It's horrific, and I genuinely hope that OP and his wife are safe going forward. And I hope that OP's wife's family suffer horribly for their actions. Like, they were horrific. This is honestly one of the worst parts of humanity. But I'm glad that OP is safe and that the wife is safe and that they're taking precautions. I do hope that you enjoyed this story. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. And please subscribe if you'd like to hear more stories from Reddit with updates.